Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to Retail Remedy. My name is Giselle, and I'm a reseller. As you all know, I sell on eBay and Poshmark, and I sell a lot of things. I sell clothing mostly, but as you'll see today in our haul, I have some very interesting items, or at least one very interesting item that are not normally sold in Geo Boutique, because again, we sell mostly clothes. But when we find those items that are just valuable, we pick them up. You know, it is what it is. So you never know what you can get at Geo Boutique. Definitely stop by there as often as possible. I do list nearly every day. But actually this weekend, I went out of town. I went to Louisiana and I went for a cousin's wedding. And it was one of the most beautiful weddings I had seen in a long time. And I'm glad I went because I kind of got to recharge my batteries a little bit, and sometimes you forget how good that feels to just take a break from everything and just see family, laugh, dance, drink, you know, do the things that are what we ultimately work for in the first place, right? So I had a really good time, enjoyed myself, and yeah, I'm really glad to be getting back to you all. I actually don't remember everything that I bought, so this will be a surprise for us. But anywho, I'm sure we have some good stuff in this one because I do know that there are some bolos for sure. And there are a few vintage items that I believe I want to go ahead and start with. So let's go ahead and get started, okay? Our first vintage item, I actually did not get from the bins this week. I got this a while ago and it was in my storage and I know I didn't have it listed, so I just grabbed it today while I was doing packages and I said I'm going to finally list this. It is a super cute little clasp bag. I don't know what you would call this. I'm giving it a name, you know. But anywho, it's super cute. It's gold. It has like a chain across the handle. I don't know why I didn't list it before. I don't know really what happened, but it does have a brand. This is what it looks like on the inside. It's really clean and nice. Again, I don't know why I didn't list it, but this is Bags Francos, California, something like that. It's really nice. Honestly, I think it'll do pretty well. You know, once I actually get it listed. Some things got mixed up. I don't know how this happened because normally I would list something that great. But anywho, our next vintage item is actually something that does not have a brand, but I still feel like it's going to be a hit. Okay, and it is these really beautiful long golden gloves with the fur trim. They are just so cute. So this was one of the last things I picked up. Yes, I'm gonna try them on for you all. I don't know if I can fit them actually. Let me see. Ooh, let's see. I do have nails, by the way. But yeah, so this is one of the last things I picked up. I was walking by a bin and it was sitting on top and I was like, give me that. Because these are so cute. They're so girly. Very 1920s flapper girl. I do believe they are vintage. They look like they've had some wear. If they're not, they'll still do pretty well. I don't know. There's no way for me to really tell if they're vintage. I'm guessing like the stitching looks vintage. I don't know. It all looks vintage. It's a vintage style. Oh, okay. Hold on. I do have a tag here, but it does not have a brand. But I think that looks vintage enough. Anyway, I'm going to list it as vintage and or vintage style. I will probably put in the description that there's no brand, so there's no way to really tell, but I really do feel like these are absolutely vintage, but they are definitely very cute. And so the next item is also vintage, I believe. Wow, okay, so this item is actually inspired by my carpet bag obsession a little bit. Now, I'm not going to say that I pick up every carpet bag, but I have started to list carpet bags or more like granny core bags. But anyways, I think they're so cute, and this one jumped right out at me when I got to the bins. I think it's one of the first things I picked up on that day with its wooden handles, and it's kind of like bright floral design with the really nice plaid and things like that. And it's just a really nice bag, really well made. And this is it on the inside. It's also very clean and everything like that. So it does have a tag, and it just says wood plaid flower bag. Maybe somebody was selling it at a garage sale. It's definitely very beautiful. So I do think this one is going to do well. All right, so this haul also has a lot of men's stuff. And normally that's not the case in GL Boutique, but on this day there was a lot of suit jackets and dress shoes. And honestly, I've done really well with men's dress shoes. If you look them up, sometimes they are very expensive brands. So this is actually by Cornelli, and this is a Italian brand. And I believe when I looked up comps, the comps were ridiculous, like hundreds of dollars for this brand of suit. And this one is just like a sport jacket or a blazer. So I think it'll do pretty well. Let me see what it's made out of so we can get into that. It's made out of cotton, flax linen, and silk. So this is a pretty good combination. You know, I'm not really a big fan of selling men's suits, you know, because you see a lot of them, honestly, when you're out and about thrifting. But when I seen that there were a lot sitting in the bin, I was like, I'm gonna look up some of them. One of the things that tipped me off, and I'm gonna go and I'm gonna show you the next item, which is actually a Bolo brand. But here's what I know. If you see one thing in a certain category, in that same bin or the bins around it, there's probably gonna be some matching items. So these little dress shoes here are actually by Lucchese. I don't know really how to say that, but it is actually a boot maker, a leather boot maker. And as you can see there, they are leather, and these normally sell for like $600 and something. So as soon as I seen this and I saw that there were a lot of dress clothing in general, I said, let me go ahead and pick it up and start looking it up. Because if they were buying $600 shoes, they probably have some pretty expensive suits. So these are those, and I have already listed the shoes. I haven't listed any of the other men's stuff in this haul, but the shoes are already up because I was on a shoe kick, so I just threw them in there. Okay, so I picked up these dress shoes, and I actually, when I looked them up in the store, it was worth more, I believe, retail. And then so I went ahead and picked them up, and this was the bin, so y'all know I didn't pay a whole lot for them. But when I got home, they weren't worth as much in the resale market. So, but it's okay. They're still pretty good. And this is by Johnston & Murphy. But I still would write this down as a Bolo brand because they do have boots that they make. And I saw one of the boots listed for like $200 and something. So the dress shoes may not do that well, but I believe there's some things from this brand that do really well. Did y'all get to see that? Johnston & Murphy or whatever. So this was actually one of those things where, you know, there's a margin of error when it comes down to these things. So I always leave room for that, but I try to do good research. But at the bins, it's really kind of hard to do like extensive research. You kind of just want to get back out there and do your thing. Actually, I got two pairs actually of the Johnston & Murphy shoes, and this is the other pair, and they're both listed for right around $40 with shipping on my eBay store. I don't think I did put them on Posh, but yeah. So $40 I think is still pretty good as bread and butter if you would like to still pick up this brand as a bread and buttery brand. All right, so our next item is actually something I'm pretty excited about too, because as I told you all in my last couple of videos or somewhere around there, that I was trying to get more into leathers. Well, I found a couple of things this time that I'm really happy about, and they are by Wilson's. So I have two. I'm going to show you the other one right after this one. Two black leather motto jackets by Wilson's Leather. And actually in the bin where I was searching through, there was a brown one. And so, okay, let me tell y'all what happened. Let me just show y'all this first though. This is actually a really stylish one. This one I think is going to do so well, but due to the style with those like zip pockets being diagonal and whatnot. And, you know, it's just in really, really, really good condition. Now, let me tell y'all what happened. There was the brown leather one was sitting on top. So when they brought out the bins, right, and then they told everybody they can go forward to the bins, I was standing there looking at the brown jacket. I didn't know what brand it was going to be at this time, but I knew for a fact that I wasn't going to be the only ones rushing towards the leather. So a person actually beat me to the brown leather jacket, and it was like mid-bend. I was more off to the left side, so I went to pick up one of these. This one, and then I have the other one. Let me show y'all the other one. This is the other one. As you can see, it is also by Wilson's. Okay? This one is a little different of a style. Still really nice. Still really nice. Okay, so on the left side, I picked up one. The person who grabbed the brown one then reached over and put their hand on the one that I had in my hand already. And then I just looked at them and they just moved their hand, and I was like, but what I realized was when I picked up this one or the other one, whatever one was on top, there was another one underneath it. So he rushed towards that brown one, and I was able to get two black ones. So I was really excited about that. Now, it does have a little bit of wear, so you know what I'm saying, I'll denote that, but leather holds up pretty well. So I feel like it still has quite a bit of time still left on it and use still left in it. Okay, anywho, moving right along, I actually have one more vintage thing to show you all, or at least vintage style, and that is this cute little purse. And it is a little shoulder bag. It's not quite a crossbody, it's more like that 80s style long shoulder sling bag, I think is what they call this. And it has a really, really, really cute clasp there with the bow, and it's like kind of like a dressy bag, and it's by Preston York. So I don't know if you can see that, but it does have a brand, Preston York. Super cute, good for like a evening bag, very lightweight, very girly, very feminine. So I went ahead and picked it up. I don't remember the comps on that one. All right, so this next item is a Bolo brand as well, but only specific ones, okay? So this is actually a Minnie Mouse wallet by Loungefly, okay? So let me show y'all that. So there you go. So this one does have a little bit of wear, okay? So I will be putting that in the description. But if you all look up the purses that are Disney themed by Loungefly, I believe that those can be resold for well over $100. I don't really know what the wallets are going to do, but I feel like the wallets will still have that kind of popularity. Anything else by Loungefly, I haven't seen it do very well. I did have a different Loungefly thing, and it was a bag with little skulls on it, like little Day of the Dead skulls, and it just was not, the comps were not at all comparable to the Disney themed stuff by Loungefly. So I went ahead and picked this up, even though it has a little bit of damage, because there's literally a cult following for this. So we'll see what the wallets do. I'll admit I haven't looked it up. So yeah, this next thing is something I don't pick up very often. I do pick this up though, so this is kind of more of my choice, kind of, I'm just gonna be stubborn and do it. And that is Simply Vera Wang. I think you all have seen Simply Vera Wang before, but this one was just super cute. It's like a high neck dress with satin detail. Very cute, very little black dress-esque. However, it does have an exposed zip in the back, and my little creative brain was like, oh, you could totally turn this one backwards and wear it as a V-zip. You know, you can't flip it down too much, maybe if you take the tag out, but it could be totally turned backwards if you ever wanted to do that. And I might include that in the description because, I don't know, I think it adds something to it, as well as, you know, sometimes people, we get creative like that. If this was my dress, I would totally wear it backwards sometimes, but that's just me. But it does have, it's pretty long zip, but I feel like it still can kind of do the trick. I think so. Anyways, yeah, it's just really nice either way it goes. But I thought that it might do okay within $25 to $35. All right, so this next one is a new brand to me, but had pretty good comps. And yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and see what happens with this one. But this is actually a cute little dress by Easily. Here's that brand, Easily. And it's just a nice little green dress. It could be a bridesmaid's dress or just a dress you wear to a wedding. It's 30% silk and 70% cotton. It's just a really nice dress. That's all I could say about it. It's a very formal occasion, but I really do also feel like you could wear it to dinner or something like that. So it's very versatile and just nice and soft and summery, and everybody's favorite color for the season, which is green. Okay, this next one is actually new without tags, which is one of the main reasons I picked it up. But also because these types of tweed skirts, they do pretty good. You know, they may sit for a little while, but because they're a staple style, like timeless classic, somebody's gonna buy them. But also, this is a new brand to me, which is called Luca Luca or something like that. And I also picked it up because it's made of silk and linen. And I believe that I seen some good comps for this, but I don't want to lie and, you know, not really know what I'm saying. So I don't really remember the comps for this. But as far as all of the does it have value checklists, I feel like it checks all those check boxes. It's made up of special material. It is new without tags. It is a timeless classic style. Why not? You know, this is definitely something that even if I don't know the brand, even if my phone was dead in the bins, I would still pick that up. So this next one is definitely a bolo. And if you don't have it written down, definitely write this one down. However, this style is not the most bolo-y style. So this is actually Frye. Okay, I have them all turned around. This is actually Frye, Frye. And this is a leather company who makes boots, purses, etc. These I had never actually seen before. I had no idea they made wedge heels with wood and leather and just cuteness, you know. But they sell between like $40 and $70. Mostly $40, to be honest. Okay, and then mine has a little chip on it, so I would have to, you know, obviously this is actually already listed, but I went ahead and denoted that as well. I was feeling like it was going to do better. That's why I'm saying this. Somebody might say $40, $70, that's great. It is. I'm grateful that I found these, honestly. However, I thought they were going to do way better, like in the hundreds, etc. So I'm going to call it a bread and butter bolo if you find wedges by Frye. But everything else, pick it up. But mostly, I believe the boots do really well in this brand. It's the boots that people like. But anyhow, moving right along. All right, so our next brand is a old friend, and that is Madewell. And these are just some kind of regular, normal linen paper bag pants. And, you know, classic style, Madewell, linen, why not? You know, I have been having a little bit of trouble moving Madewell. Not too bad that I'm just like getting so frustrated, but I will say this. If the item is not some extra thing other than being Madewell, I'm definitely not picking it up. So yeah, because they are plain, but hey, linen, you know. All right, so this is actually a bolo for me, not a bolo for everyone else, but I'm really happy to actually finally have found this brand, and it is a spiritual gangsta. Some people have said that they feel like it's no longer as popular as it used to be in the resale market, but y'all, I've been looking for this for a long time. This and Jam's World and even Aritzia. But actually I have a Citizen of Humanity jeans in my closet, but I want something else. Like I'm looking for Ah! It has a hole. Oh my gosh. All right, so it's a wrap dress, okay? And it has a little hole. All right, you guys, this is what we're gonna do. We're probably gonna repair it. I'm laughing because it has to now go into our repair bag, which we know may take a while. Okay. All right. It happens, you guys. It happens. I didn't see this before. And yes, but I feel like once it's repaired, it will sell for way cheaper, but still an okay price. Probably like, I don't even know. I didn't look up the comps, so I can't even give you a number on what I even think. Okay. We're just gonna move on so we can just save ourselves the sadness, because that is really sad. All right, moving right along. Now we're gonna get to the items that I was telling you all about that you are going to be like, wow, we never see stuff like this in GL Boutique. And it's going to be one of those things that is gonna be like that. These items will not always be in GL Boutique, but this is the reason why it's important to check back, because sometimes I get things that you never know, okay? So the first thing is this TiVo Minnie, still brand new with tags in box. I have no idea how to use this or what. I never had TiVo. I don't even know if people still use TiVo. But I'm not afraid to pick up things like this. For example, I did pick up a portable DVD player, which I was told by somebody that it was actually an antique. But when I listed it, it sold within the week. Okay, period. Period. They tried me, okay? So you never know. Some things will still surprise you. So here is the stuff all still in the packaging with the instructions and whatnot there. So we shall see. I did look up comps. It must have been okay comps because I still picked it up. And yeah, so I'm going to see if anybody wants this. This other thing I just kind of picked up because why not? And it is a little floating shelf. I really would like to get into more home decor. Like if you've ever looked on the Urban Outfitters website, there's like really cool, just like random little room decor, like lighting and, you know, like fluorescent lights and just certain things. I would love to pick those things up, and I have in the past, and they usually do really well. But as far as finding them, few and far in between for me for now, but I will definitely still pick them up. I don't think this one will be very expensive. This one's kind of generic brand, but we'll see if I even end up listing it. Sometimes I get stuff like this, and if it's not enough for me to send this, which is not very heavy, it's like maybe a pound 4 ounces, something like that, I'll just keep it or something, or I'll do a flea market and sell it at the flea market. Hey y'all, editing Giselle here. Y'all know, if y'all see me in front of this door, it's because I'm editing, and you know, production has messed something up, darling. So basically, I was supposed to be showing y'all another item at the end of this haul, and then I was gonna have an outro, but I accidentally showed the same item twice. So the headphones that I showed y'all in the last haul, I actually ended this haul with that one, and I didn't even realize I did it. But as I told you all, I was traveling and those types of things, so I got a little mixed up in my life, okay? So I just want to say that was our last item, and I appreciate you all for watching. And yes, I just appreciate you all so much. I do have another haul that's on the way, but that is pretty much all. Thank you all again for stopping by, watching my video. I hope you all are having a great week, a great sales week, and I will see you all in the next video. All right.